Good morning, dear students. Let us recapitulate what is potable water, meaning water that is fit for drinking purposes. In the previous class, also, I taught you that water which is used for drinking purposes is known as potable water. Now, what are the characteristics of potable water? How can you say that water is fit for human consumption? First and foremost, it should be colorless. Secondly, it should be odorless, no smell in it. Thirdly, it should be clean and transparent. And last of all, it should be free from harmful bacteria, germs, etc. Now, let us discuss boiling makes water potable. Now, especially in the hills, we boil the water before drinking, and it is said to be purest form of drinking water because the germs, the bacteria, and the other harmful substances, they are neutralized when you boil the water. In our homes, we use different methods to make water potable. Water obtained from the source is filtered before use. Those who depend on wells for the supply of drinking water drop a few crystals of potassium permanganate, it's a chemical compound, into the well. Potassium permanganate being a germicide, it kills the germs in water, making it safe for drinking purposes. It is advisable to boil the water to be used for drinking. Most of the germs are killed on boiling. Now, what are the diseases that are caused by contamination of water? Okay, we say waterborne diseases. Waterborne diseases are caused by pathogenic microorganisms. The word microorganism refers to bacteria, fungi, virus, etc., that most commonly are transmitted in contaminated fresh water. Infection commonly results during bathing, washing, drinking, in the preparation of food, or in the consumption of food thus infected. Various forms of waterborne diseases are diarrhea, gastroenteritis, cholera, typhoid, etc. Now let us discuss what is diarrhea. It is the condition that involves frequent discharge of watery feces, sometimes containing blood and mucus. It shows the symptoms of gastrointestinal infection, which can be caused by a variety of bacteria, viral, and parasitic organisms. It leads to loss of fluid, stomach ache, and sometimes fever. And I'm sure when you fall sick, okay, if you have this problem, you run to sister in the school, right? And she gives you ORS, okay, so that the fluid loss from your body is compensated. So you got to drink plenty of water, okay. Now the next is gastroenteritis. It is an acute inflammation of the digestive tract, particularly the stomach and large and small intestine. Now, when we talk about the digestive tract, okay, it begins from the esophagus, right down you go to your stomach, small intestine, large intestine. It is caused by viruses, bacteria, or parasites. The main symptoms are abdominal pain, vomiting, headache, fever, and chills. Next one that we're going to discuss is cholera. It is an infection of the small intestine caused by bacterium Vibrio cholera. So now you know the causative agent is the bacteria called Vibrio cholera. It is caused by eating contaminated food or by drinking contaminated water. The main symptoms are loss of body fluids through diarrhea and vomiting leading to dehydration. Here also you got to drink plenty of water and mineral salts dissolved in it. The next is typhoid. It is an acute illness associated with fever caused by Salmonella typhi bacteria. So, what is the name of the bacteria that causes typhoid? Salmonella typhi bacteria. It is transmitted through intake of food or water contaminated by the feces or urine of infected people. The main symptoms are high fever. Okay, so your fever will be very high, 102, 103, 104. Headache, constipation, or diarrhea, and enlarged liver. Now, water as a universal solvent. Why do we say that water is an universal solvent? Water is a solvent, okay, which can dissolve many substances in it. It can dissolve solids, it can dissolve liquids, it can dissolve gases in it. Now, to be very precise, water can dissolve many mineral salts, compounds, and some of the organic compounds. Now, why is that water can dissolve so many substances in it? Because it has high dielectric constant, and water is supposed to be a what do you call polar covalent compound, which you will come to know more about it when you move on to class 9. Now, what is a solvent? Solvent is a substance that dissolves another substance to form a solution. Water is the most common solvent. Acetone and alcohol are other common solvents. So, water is a solvent. I can dissolve in it common salt in it. I can dissolve in it sugar or any other chemical compound. Now, what do you understand by the term solutes? The substances that dissolve in a solvent are called solutes. For instance, common salt, sugar are two common solutes. Now, let us discuss what happens when you mix solute in solution, what you call solvent. Okay, so a solution is a homogeneous mixture of a solute in a solvent. A solution of a substance in water is called its aqueous solution. The water we consume is in the form of a solution, including soft drinks, coffee, tea, and even tap water. That means solution is a mixture of what? It is a homogeneous mixture of a solute dissolved in a solvent. Now, what do you understand by the term saturated solution and unsaturated solution? Towards the end of the day, when you're in the school, okay, especially when you are in the 6th period, 7th period, your mind gets saturated, okay? You are not able to cope up with the class. That means you are not in a position to absorb any more. So, how do I define saturated? When no more substances can be dissolved in the solution at a particular temperature, the solution is said to be saturated at that temperature. Or, how do I define saturated solution? The solution obtained when the maximum possible substance is dissolved in a given mass of water is called a saturated solution. Then what is unsaturated solution? Unsaturated solution is a solution which can dissolve more of the solute at a given temperature is called an unsaturated solution at that particular temperature. That means it still has the capacity to dissolve a little more of the solute in it.